Yeah, so there's actually two big releases that came out of Games Workshop for the world of Warhammer 40,000, and I guess the Horus Heresy as well. So the first of these was actually, as I say, for the Horus Heresy, and this was for their character series. Now this is the next release for their Primarchs, and this is Rogal Dorn. So anyone who's a massive fan of the Imperial Fists, you've now got yourself a Primarch to play around with on the tabletop. And he's looking pretty awesome. He's looking very imperious, sort of standing there surveying the battlefield as he is, in his sort of gold and yellow armor there with that sword in hand as well. Once again, the amount of detail that goes into these models is absolutely fantastic. They've done a really good job on all the detail work for this guy. I reckon a lot of people are going to be very, very happy with this. So.
I love Rogal Dorn.
Oh, yeah.
I love the fact that he's got, what's the chapter? Night Lords. Night Lords on the base with him.
I imagined him being more yellow, though.
Yeah, I didn't see the gold paint scheme coming.
It's kind of a non-metallic metal gold.
I don't like it.
But would you rather it was that blinding yellow?
Painting.
What?
Would you rather it was the blinding yellow?
Yes. Yes, I really would. As soon as I saw it, I thought, he looks like one of the Emperor. Or we're going to see a lot of gold now with the Adeptus Custodes. We're going to see a lot of gold. Maybe in the books, it talks about him wearing golden armor or something like that. But
the thing to remember is during the Heresy, a lot of the actual chapters would have had slightly different color schemes to what we know today.
Yeah,
you know, so I don't know.
Man, I'm telling you, man, I want to see him painted up like a full-on Flash Bumblebee. You know, I want the proper bright yellow, because you know what, for me that is the Imperial Fist. That yellow, it just like, if you can imagine, right? Let's place ourselves on Terra during the heresy, yeah, right. This is the point where some smart arse tells me they didn't wear yellow during the heresy. I think they did, right? But imagine, right? You're able to stand at a safe distance, which in 40K
you would want to.
In 40K terms is probably about 350,000 miles away. But anyway,
a couple of planets away.
Imagine the swarm, and I use the word swarm quite deliberately. The swarm of the Imperial Fists, all on the battlements of Terra, you know, and them rushing out through. You know, a hole has been breached in the walls of Terra, and then this flash of yellow coming out. The yellow is so important to me for Rogal Dorn. Bring it up.
Yeah, it's
that
not exactly stealthy. It's
it for me it detracted from him. I just think if he'd been in the yellow, I've
got to say, Justin, you say that's not exactly stealthy. He's wearing massive clunky power armor.
Yes.
This guy's not going for stealth.
We're right back.
There are power armored soldiers of the Imperium who are incredibly stealthy.
He's wielding a chainsword.
Yes. I don't think Rogal Dorn cares about stealth, man.
No,
I think stealth is the last thing.
The siege master.
Yes.
He is the guy who builds the defenses for the Emperor.
I think the model is wonderful. I really do love the model. Yeah. But I'm going to sneak into the miniatures hall in Warhammer World with a can of yellow paint.
No. No. So this does not need to be a thing.
Right. No, this is exactly what we'll do. We will set out a backstage challenge, right? So any one of us, all we have to do, right, is sneak in, okay, with our can of, nice can of proper yellow primer, okay? But bring up the miniature. We'd be very careful about this, because you want to mask out the base, because they did a really good job on the base. I'm really happy with the base. So anybody that does this,
too.
So they need to bring masking putty with them.
Yes, bring some masking putty with you, okay? The bits that I like: mask out the sword, mask out the cloak, mask out the tabard or loincloth, as I like to call it.
I assume you're going to mask out the head, because you can't leave the head exposed.
We shall mask the head. And then all we do is just give him a very nice blast of the bright yellow paint, and then bang, that miniature would look perfect. Goodbye, Ben.
He wasn't impressed with this idea.
He wasn't impressed with that, right? So by the powers of TV, let's try and bring Ben back.
Clap your hands 3 times.
I'm back.
And he's back. Thank God for that. Okay.
Ow. Okay, internet sorcery. Please don't make us do that again.
Okay, so
it's like the Great and Terrible Oz back there.
I would like to take a moment now to officially apologise to the North Korean hacking team that works within Lincoln. We didn't mean about spraying Rogal Dorn yellow. It was just a joke. Okay, so you can stop the denial of service attacks at any point now and leave Ben alone.
I was going to say, would that not leave us liable for inciting someone to actually damage property?
No, we didn't do it. It never happened. It was just a dream.
Yeah.
Stand down, North Korean hacking team within Lenton. We take it all back.
There's someone in Nottingham right now standing up with a spray can ready to go, what?
Yes. Don't do it. They've got our IP address.
I'll tell you what, it was actually probably the Inquisition caught a wind of it.
That's what it was. Okay.
Speaking of the Inquisition.
Speaking of the Inquisition, we have more to look at, don't we?
Yes, there's another new miniature. One of my favourite characters from the 40k universe, Gregor Eisenhorn, one of the great Inquisitors of the 41st millennium, has been turned into a gorgeous miniature.
Oh, wow.
Isn't that lovely?
This was one of my absolute favourite novel stories from Dan Abnett whenever I was first getting into 40k.
Yeah.
Okay, spoilers, Sam, you're listening to it at the minute.
I've just listened to the first one.
Everybody died.
No.
Oh, okay.
It's 40k. That's not the spoiler.
It's actually kind of a Sherlock Holmes in space kind of feel I always got of it.
Mm.
You know, what about yourself, Sam?
I kind of get that feel, yeah. I'll admit, I listened to the first one. I didn't pay much attention to it.
I mean, like, honestly, it's just very cool to see an investigator who's just traveling the stars, hunting down, his arch nemesis for the entire book.
His arch nemesis?
Arch.
Oh, sorry, arch nemesis.
I know I have a list, but come on.
Arch nemesis. That sounds like a scary thing there, now.
No, at the end of it, it turns out, his nemesis just isn't that much of a threat after all. He's just a guy who can just convince people to do bad stuff.
That can be a threat.
What an utter letdown. So it's like that book. It's like that book you told me about. Okay.
What one?
And the Black Library book where it was an Adeptus Custodes, right?
Oh yeah.
And the entire book, he's got to assassinate the Emperor to see if it can be done.
Yeah, he's been given this task to actually assess the threat.
Obviously, I'm talking from the perspective of somebody who hasn't read it. It probably is good, but he says, "I said, what's it about?" He says, "Well, basically, the whole book is him sneaking through Terra."
Yeah, no, I think it's a short story if I remember correctly. So it's not a full novel.
All right, okay. He sneaks through Terra, and he gets to the end. He gets into the Emperor's room, and he sneaks up behind the Emperor, and then the Emperor turns around and goes, "Surprise! I knew you were coming, dude." And that was it. And I was sitting going, oh, I thought that would be soul destroying, man.
Yeah, you told us that was a novel. I was thinking that's a good premise for a short story, but really not for a novel.
As a novel, that would be.
It's years ago when I read this.